Hey friend, welcome back to Hypothyroid Chef. I'm Ginny Mahar, your thyroid health and cooking coach and the author of the Thyroid-friendly cookbook. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite holiday recipes, hot curried pears with pomegranate. So this is a spiced and roasted pear dish that happens to be gluten-free, dairy-free as long as you tolerate ghee, and paleo. And it's also a lifelong holiday tradition at my family table. I've updated the 1970s version that I grew up eating for something that's a little bit cleaner, sexier, and really celebrates some of the best seasonal fruits of the holiday season. I can't wait to share this one with you, so let's dig in. All right, I'm not kidding when I say that this is a lifelong holiday tradition. I've eaten a version of these curried pears every Christmas morning since I was little. I'm an 80s kid and I grew up in the Midwest, and the original recipe for this was from this old Junior League cookbook. It used canned fruit, swimming in like heavy syrup, maraschino cherries, and plenty of extra added sugar. And honestly, as a little kid, I didn't love it. So I'd take what my mom used to call a no thank you helping, and I would just focus more on the other parts of the Christmas morning breakfast. But over the years, the smell, the spices, even the way that those curried pear pan juices mingled with the ham and other things on my plate really grew on me. And now I cannot imagine Christmas morning without the tastes and smells of what I call Christmas pears. When I had my own family and started making my own holiday traditions, I reinvented that old 70s recipe into something that I think is more elegant and way more delicious. It's easy to make. It can be served any time of year as a breakfast or brunch side or even a light dessert. And one thing I love about this thyroid-friendly recipe is that it's packed with nutrients. So pears are really rich in soluble and insoluble fiber for gut health and digestion. That can be very helpful for those of us with hypothyroidism who tend to be more prone to gut health issues and slow digestion. Also, pomegranate arils, which are the seeds, they're packed with some of the most potent antioxidants. There's also turmeric, which is one of the primary ingredients found in curry powder. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory. It's great for joints, your gut health, and just whole body inflammation. So I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees. So we're gonna start by, we'll get our seasoning going. Now, sometimes I'll do the pears, put everything in, and put it in the oven to melt this. But for today's video, we're gonna melt everything on the stovetop so that we can just toss the pears in it and then pop it right in the oven. So we've got a few tablespoons of ghee. We're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. Now, you know, sugar is sugar, but I do feel like coconut sugar is a little bit less sweet than like your typical brown sugar. So that's gonna combine with our melted ghee, and then we'll add about a teaspoon of curry powder. Just enough there. Yum, this already smells so good. While this is melting, we'll go ahead and peel our pears. These are some little pears from my neighbor's tree, and they're so good. I always ask her for some of her pears for our Christmas pears, but you can really use any kind of pear. One of my favorite pears for baking with are Bosc pears. Those are the ones that have the more like beigey brown skin. Those have a really wonderful flavor, and they're really wonderful like poached or roasted. So those work really well too for this. Okay, so once we've got our pears peeled, we'll cut them in half, and then I like to use a melon baller to scoop out the core. This just makes for some nice pretty wedges, and then we'll cut each of these halves into small wedges. And then we can just put those wedges into our melted butter and spices, brown sugar. And we also want to trim away the stem ends of the pears so we don't have any tough or woody bits. Okay, so now that we've got all our pears in here, we're just gonna give that a toss, and then we'll pop these in the oven. And as these cook, the pears will soften and all of the sugars and everything will kind of melt. So it's okay if it looks a little bit grainy to begin with. And I'm gonna go ahead and roast these for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the size of your pears. And we'll give them a stir about every 15 minutes or so. We just want the pears to be nice and tender and caramelized. Okay, so while those are in the oven, we can go ahead and harvest our pomegranate seeds. I like to cut the top off to where I can see kind of these sections. So it's sort of like an orange where you'll have like segments of seeds. So when you cut the top off, that kind of reveals where those membranes are. And then you can cut each of those sections out. And then after you do that, you can sort of flip that inside out into a bowl. You can pop the seeds out underwater. The white part of the membrane will float to the top, so that makes it easy to separate. I always say pomegranates are like the crab legs of the fruit world. You gotta work for it a little bit, but it's worth it. All right, these are all done. They look so tender and caramelized. My son just came home from school and said, "Why does it smell like Christmas in here?" So we're just gonna go ahead and sprinkle our pomegranate seeds on here for garnish. So beautiful. And then we'll go ahead and give these a taste. See how we did. This is a pretty small batch because those pears were so small. So normally with you know, your typical pear from the grocery store, you're gonna have a bigger batch than this. These pears are tender, they're buttery, they're warmly spiced, and then that tart pomegranate pop, it's just the perfect flavor and texture contrast. For me and my family, this is the smell and taste of Christmas. I hope you love it too and can give it a try this holiday season or really anytime you want a winter treat that's packed with nutrients, it's thyroid friendly, and most of all is so delicious. You can find the full recipe for these curried pears with pomegranate in the video description below. And if you're looking for more easy, delicious, thyroid-friendly recipes like this one, don't miss my Thyroid 30 cookbook. It's packed with 100 of my best gluten-free, dairy-free, anti-inflammatory recipes, along with my proven Thyroid 30 system to help you eat well, live well, and feel well. You can scan the QR code on the screen to order your copy, or click the link in the video description below. All right, friend, thanks for being here and cooking with me today. I'm wishing you warmth, nourishment, and a beautiful season ahead. Keep on thriving, and I'll see you next time.